Well, hello. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I'll give it a few seconds for people who are joining live today. And if you're watching on replay, just put in the comments #replay and let me know where you're joining from today. And if you are joining live, let me know in the comments where you're joining from today. Happy Friday, everyone. I am back from my trip to Canada and just super refreshed and loving it back here in San Diego, back home. Kelly, nice to see you too. Ivory Rose, hello. Hello, Krista. Lovely to see you as well. And Ivory Rose, have you had a great trip? I did. I had an amazing trip. Thank you. And I'm going to share more on that on the Facebook page later tomorrow. Yogesh, yes, hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. If you're joining live or watching on replay, it's great to have you here. And I'm going to take a quick sip and then we will dive into chapter 7 of the book Inner Genius, Outer Guru today. And the chapter title is Joining from Greenville, South Carolina, Krista says. Great. Yeah, let me know. Feel free to let me know in the comments where you're joining from. And if you have a copy of the book, a physical paperback copy or the PDF copy, feel free to open up to chapter 7. Joining from San Diego, great. Chapter 7, and you can read along with me or you can listen as I read. This chapter 7, is actually is probably my favorite chapter of the whole book, apart from chapter 12, which I love as well. I remember when I was writing this chapter, I just felt totally inspired and I just love this chapter. So I'm really excited for today. All right, ready? Let's dive in. Chapter 7. Be yourself to grow your audience. As always, we have a story about Rose. How do I know who the right client for me is? Rose asked, perplexed about whom her business was meant to serve. I mean, how do I know who to say yes to and who is not the right fit for me? She went on. I know not everyone can be my client, but I feel like I can help everyone in some capacity. What I do makes a difference for everyone. She kept contemplating as she thought out loud. I also don't know if I am reaching the right audience now and how to find the dream clients that I want to work with. The ones that would get what I am out to teach and guide them through. After all, I'm a life coach now, she said. I just don't know if I'm doing this right. You know, this marketing thing. How can I be genuine and connect with the people, the market that is for my business? If I just meet anyone and try to help them, it does not feel right. Either they are not willing to pay for my services or they are not motivated enough to do the work. How will I ever get any stability with clients who will get the kind of results I want to help create for themselves? I could tell she was totally immersed in this dilemma. How will I ever make money in my business? How will it light me up, and will it help me feel fulfilled? I feel like I have a million questions swirling around in my head. As she looked at me with anticipation for some respite, I said, "Those are all some great questions, and you brought them at the perfect timing too. The simple answer to all of those questions is for you to be fully self-expressed as your true, authentic self." I continued. "However, I know you want examples and details, so we will go into all of that today." She nodded and her eyes perked up as she sat up, eagerly awaiting what was to come next. Let me know by putting a thumbs up in the chat if you resonate with what Rose has been asking so far. If you have had those questions for yourself as well, put in the comments, give me a thumbs up if you're with me so far. I'm going to keep reading. The concept of originality. Kelly's got a thumbs up. Yes. Ari Rose, yeah. Krista, great. Okay. Good to know you're with me so far. Okay, good. The concept of originality. Sharing original ideas is how you can build your brand and be a successful entrepreneur, I said to Rose. That is also how you can connect with your dream audience and create a connection with your dream clients, the people you would be a great fit to work with. I feel like I don't have anything original to share, Rose said in a timid voice. I'm always afraid I might copy other people and get caught, or violate someone's rights, or worse, be seen as a fraud and basically feel like a failure. I also feel like I don't have anything creative to share, really. Let me know, let me put an emoji in the comments if you can relate to what Rose is saying, that you felt that you didn't have anything original to share. Really. I saw through her veil of self-denial and asked her a different question. So tell me this, have you ever seen a mother or a father sing a lullaby to their little baby? She nodded. Yeah, Kelly, Krista, I see you. Yeah, I've been there myself. I don't have anything original to say. She nodded, remembering her mother singing to her when she was a little baby. Would you, as a mom someday, sing to your baby if your baby couldn't fall asleep? I asked. What if none of the already created lullaby songs worked for your baby? Would you create a new one? I looked at her, eye to eye, awaiting a true and authentic answer. She took a breath in and thought for a second. Then, without batting an eyelid, she said, "Yes, of course. I would do anything for my baby. I could come up with something, a song, a line or two of lyrics, anything to lovingly help my baby fall asleep." Her motherly instincts had taken over. As women and men, truly as humans, we have our empathic side that can show up powerfully in such moments. That proves that you have the ability to create and be original in your content. If you could create a song, a lullaby for your baby, because you cared enough, you could create original content for your audience, your market, because you care enough. It is the compassion in your being that helps you create. It is the love you have for your audience that helps you create beautiful content which exists to serve them and make their lives easier, better, happier, and richer. I rested my case and gazed into her eyes for her to realize the truth. She had just met a side of herself that she had never known existed. Rose was shocked. Part of her still wanted to argue how business was different from being a mom and how she still couldn't create original content or did not know how. However, now she had seen the part of her which could create if she put her heart to it. She stopped arguing against her abilities and was open to exploring the next step instead. Gauging her readiness, I continued to explore the next set of questions that I knew still remained. So that begs the question, what is original? I explained to Rose that if you go to the root of the word original, it would mean something that has an origin. In that sense, everything has an origin, which is the one creator that is at the origin of everything that ever existed or does exist or will ever exist. The word original can also mean something that serves as an origin for something else. Everything that exists gives rise to something else, so everything is original in that sense as well. So what is truly original and what is not? In my understanding, everything is original. More specifically, everything that originates from within and comes straight from the source through you as the channel is original. Any content that flows through you freely from source is original. That is my definition of originality. You can take that and make it your own. Deep in thought, listening intently, Rose nodded and said, "That does make sense. Wow, I never thought of it that way." I saw a glimmer of excitement in her eyes. Let me know in the comments by typing in original if you're with me and you understand what Rose has understood so far. Put in the comments original and let me know if you're at least in the curiosity of exploring this concept of originality and your own creativity. Put original in the comments. I saw a glimmer of excitement in her eyes. Kelly says original. Yogesh, yes, original. Awesome. Deriving ideas or gaining inspiration from other sources around you is natural and normal. Krista says original. Yes. When you take that and add further value from your interpretations, understanding, experiences, wisdom, and then share your creation. When it comes through you, it is original from you. Here is an important distinction to keep in mind. What other teachers, courses, seminars, books, external sources taught you is their original content. You don't need to copy theirs. Just process it and gain wisdom from that for yourself. The learnings, understanding, life lessons, and wisdom that you took away from applying all of that external content, the realizations you have had through your experiences are all yours. Now you are free to share what's yours with the world. You need to own your wisdom and share it fully with the world as your wisdom, which turns into your original content. It comes through you. Discard any confusion about what is other people's content and what is yours. Hold a clear distinction in mind and practice it in your business. I paused to make sure Rose was still with me on this important topic. She nodded, and I continued. I said to Rose, do not strangle your creativity in the fear of not being enough in comparison to any of the other sources. You are just as unique as they are. They need you to shine just as much as you need their light. They have done their part. Now it's your turn, and this is your chance. In fact, in order to be a leader in your industry and in your market, you need to be a genuine and an authentic expression of yourself. In order to be the genius that you are and express your genius out into the world as a guru would, it is essential that you share your original content with the world generously. Your full self-expression will not only influence the world in powerful ways, but will also propel your business and brand forward. Sharing your true self freely will most crucially provide you with the deep level of self-satisfaction that you have been yearning for. Put a heart in the comments and let me know if you're with me and you're feeling your heart expand, your ability to be creative and share with the world authentically open up just a little bit just from this conversation so far. Put a heart in the comment and let me know. The original content from you is meant to flow out into the world through you. If you keep it hostage inside of you, it will become a bottleneck and strangle your creativity. Allowing it to flow freely will provide you the peace of mind and confidence that you need to be successful in your entrepreneurial ventures. I could see that Rose was inspired. There was a sense of relief and a new level of aliveness on her face at this point. Then we have a quote. Yes, I see a heart from Kelly and a loving emoji from Krista. Great. Yeah, allow this concept to really sink in. The quote goes like this: all creativity is an expression of the divine to bring love, joy, and celebration to humanity. How to create beautiful content authentically? Rose went on with her next question. So how exactly do I create original content that comes through me? I understand the importance of it, but how do I do it? What do I do? I explained to Rose that there are as many ways to create original content as there are ideas and people in the world. Like anything else, it takes practice to become skilled at creating content. You can start with some baby steps. You can create in ways that feel the most natural to you. Some of the best ways to gain inspiration that I have found are as follows. First is sit in nature quietly and hear your thoughts. When you have an inspirational thought, capture it in your journal or notepad. There's your original content. Second, look at a little boy and connect, or girl, little boy or little girl, and connect to the innocence of this being. Look into the tiny eyes full of sparkle. Allow that energy to flow through you as inspiration and capture what comes to you in those moments. It could be a thought as a quote, a picture as a vision, a lyric for a song, or just a note for a musical tune. Allow it to find you and flow through you. Be present to the beauty all around you and let it come through you as your original content. These are some ways you can connect with your inner essence, also called your inner genius, and create original content that comes from within you. Then we have a quote, and the quote goes like this: allow yourself to experience the freedom and joy that emerges from within yourself and flows through your heart. Put another heart in the comments if you're with me. And I'm going to keep reading. Rose, with all her brilliance, came up with her next beautiful question. What if I'm not in an inspired place and am stressed out or angry about something? Then I would not be able to create content, right? Then I would be totally stuck, she said, losing hope. Just note that all the questions you're coming up with are also your original content. They are coming from within you, are they not? Did you notice that you come up with the best questions when you're stressed or feeling frustrated about something? You are still creating original content. I smiled and paused for her to catch up with me. What? So I can still create while I am stressed? What is the trick for that? She asked. I smiled and nodded. As I continued, I said to Rose that in fact, I have seen some of the best content being created when the originator was experiencing intense emotions like anger or upset. Content creation is a wonderful exercise for emotional release. Next, I showed her how to create beautiful content authentically through the process of recycling emotions and turning that energy into her creative expression. Let's say something is bothering you and you are feeling angry. Anger is an intense emotion, and if you do not release it in a healthy manner, it can cause a lot of damage to yourself and others. You can channel that energy, as emotions are just energy in motion, and put it to good use toward content creation. Take a journal or notepad and write what thoughts come to you, raw and unfiltered, just as they want to show up. Do not worry about editing anything, because at this point, energy just needs to flow through you, freely and uninterrupted. If you have a specific person or audience in mind at that time, even better. Write it as a letter to them, almost like you were speaking to someone specific. Let everything you need to say come through you and capture it all until you feel a complete relief in your emotional state. When you get to a point where the anger seems to have vanished from your system, your catharsis is complete. You will also notice that at the end, you are left with some newfound wisdom from this process of free, unadulterated self-expression. You can capture that wisdom in your original content piece as well. There you have it, your emotional energy recycled into your original piece of content. The benefit of this method is twofold. First, you get to process through your emotions fully in a healthy manner rather than leaving them to other destructive ways. This in itself is a huge benefit to you. Second, almost as a bonus, you get to create beautiful and authentic content which contains wisdom that you can share with the world in its rawest and truest form. That is exactly what the world, your audience, the market is looking for from you. You can edit the content for clarity and put some finishing touches on it later on. Then you can share it with the world in ways that would be beneficial for the audience. Here's an exercise for you to do next. Use the content creation exercise worksheet provided in the companion workbook. To access the companion workbook online with fillable worksheets, see the Gift for Readers page at the end of this book, or the link to the companion workbook is going to be in the chat for this live event today as well. If you haven't downloaded your companion workbook copy, definitely make sure you get that. Yeah, give this method a try and share with me what comes up for you. I'd love to hear your experience of creating your authentic content as beautiful and original as you. Let me know in the comments if you need the link to the companion workbook still. Just put in the comments companion workbook and we'll get you the link to it directly. Then we have a quote, when you recognize your divinity, you can tap into divine wisdom easily from within yourself. Be a big fish in a small pond. Okay, now we're getting to some juicy parts. In 2017, I had my initial exposure to the world of coaching in the US. I had been assigned a coach as part of a personal development program I had invested in, and I scheduled my one-on-one sessions with him every week for an entire year. The first assignment I had from my coach was to create my mission and vision statements. Shortly after that, I talked to him about how I had realized that I was meant to write and publish my first book and become a published author. When I inquired about how to start this new journey of living my mission and vision in the world, my coach introduced a new concept to me about marketing. He told me that the best thing to do when it comes to connecting with the market is, rather than be a small fish in a big pond, be a big fish in a small pond. Type in the comments fish if you're with me, if you're curious about this concept of be a big fish in a small pond. Let me know if you're with me. Type in the comments fish. We're going fishing. Not really, but we're talking about it. All right, I'm going to keep reading. So he explained that everyone usually tries to be in a big pond and ends up being a small fish in it. There you go. Yeah. He said that technically a small fish in a big pond does have access to a lot of water around. Yeah, I see fish. A lot of water around, but it tends to get lost in the big pond due to the sheer size of the pond, and it becomes harder for its people to find that fish in a big pond. In this analogy, the fish is the entrepreneur and the pond is the marketplace. The truly successful people do the opposite. They look at being a big fish in a small pond. First, they find or create their small pond, which can also be referred to as their niche. And then they become the big fish, also known as the market leader, in it. They find the one thing that they can serve people in, and then develop themselves to get good at that one thing. The most successful people in the world do not try to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. They choose one trade at a time and become the master at it. This was the first time I had been introduced to the concept of picking a niche. A couple of years down the road, I was yet again refining my brand and business strategy. A business coach I had hired at that time explained this same concept to me in a slightly different way. I was having a passionate discussion with my coach during that coaching session when I said, I feel like I could help everyone in some way. So why should I not keep my marketing language generic? Why should I limit myself to a particular niche or a small group of people? Why shouldn't I make the biggest impact I can by targeting everyone and being open to helping everyone in the world? I thought my question was coming from a place of wanting to be of service and making the biggest difference possible in the world. After all, that is my mission and purpose in life. My coach said, imagine a spider web. There are many threads that are all connected together that make up the web. Now, what happens when you touch just one thread in the web and pick it up half an inch? I said, the entire web moves up along with that one thread. She said, exactly. In order to move the entire web up, you don't need to move all the threads of the web up simultaneously or even one by one. The connected nature of the threads in the web is such that when you move up just one thread, the entire web will be impacted and move up automatically. Similarly, she continued, when you touch the life of one particular person or one particular group of human beings and help them with one specific area of their lives by helping them solve one specific problem they are facing, that upliftment will impact all other areas of their lives. This is because all of their areas of life are interconnected like the threads in the spider web. Those people you help will in turn impact other people in the world positively, and so on. The ripple effects of the work you have done will go far and beyond your direct realization. The impact of your work with the people you serve will create massive waves, and that is how your contribution can truly serve the world in a major, meaningful way. I was surprised by this revelation. I had not thought of it this way, but this made a lot of sense now that I understood it. Also, she went on further, it takes deep study in one particular area for it to become your expertise, so that you can truly make a unique difference in the lives of people by solving this particular problem. When you dedicate yourself to going deep into one area and helping people solve one particular problem impacting one particular area of their lives, you can truly bring deep transformation to the people you help in a way that the result is meaningful, impactful, and long-lasting. When you help make this kind of a difference in their lives, you make many ripples in the water by dropping just one drop of water in a still pond. Therefore, the best way to serve your purpose in life is, in fact, by focusing on the one thread of the spider web, or by dropping one drop of water in the pond, which goes on to create ripples for months, years, decades, and millennia to come. I was amazed at the newly revealed truth in this, and it made sense to me. This is how I learned why a niche is important and what its purpose in terms of marketing is. After realizing my life purpose and mission, for the longest time, I had a gnawing question bothering me. I'm just one little person over here with not much influence or power to make the huge world out there, influence or power to move the huge world out there. How am I possibly supposed to make an impact that can reach the entire world of over 9 billion people? I pondered this question for a while and couldn't find an answer to it from the outside, which left me quite discouraged at the time. Then one day, the answer was revealed to me ever so subtly by nature, in less than a whisper. I was sitting at the poolside and noticed that the water in the pool was completely still. I could see all the way to the bottom of the pool, and the water had no movement. Then the wind blew, and one little drop of water fell from the sky. That one drop touched the water in the pool and created a tiny ripple. The small circle that was formed from the first ripple created more ripples and grew into a bigger circle. This rippling phenomenon continued on to form bigger and bigger circles, and ultimately, the entire pool was in motion. The energy that was transmitted through one tiny drop of water into the pool of water through a single point of contact had ultimately transferred itself to the entire pool and shaken it all up. It was there that I found my answer. In order to move the entire world of billions of people for generations to come and make a huge impact for the betterment of humanity and planet Earth, all I needed to do was be that one little drop of water that created the first ripple. That drop of water needed to have two characteristics to be able to do its part. First, it needed to be its true self, its true nature of being a drop of water. Second, it needed to act like an intention, with an intention of creating the first ripple. That's all. Now I asked myself, could I be the one little drop of water, true to my inner nature, and act with an intention of creating the first ripple of positive impact? The answer my mind gave me was, yes, I could do that. That is exactly who I am. One little person committed to being who I truly am, with an intention of making a positive difference in the lives of people I touch. So in that moment, I realized an important truth. My awareness shifted from that being in scarcity, self-doubt, and low self-confidence to that of clarity and complete self-confidence. I realized that in order to serve my purpose, all I needed to be is my true and authentic self. All I needed to have was the intention of making a positive ripple wherever I touched the lives of others. Most importantly, I realized that I was already born with everything I ever needed and would ever need in order to fulfill my purpose. I no longer needed to look for anything more outside of me. I was already rich within, and I was born that way. I tell you this story because this story also applies to you. Around that time, let me know. Put an emoji in the comment. Let me know if you're getting something for yourself out of this chapter so far. Put your favorite emoji in the comments and let me know. Around that time, I read a book called You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor, where he explained that this exact principle, that you are born with everything you ever need to fulfill your purpose in life and have abundant riches, fulfillment, success that you could ever dream of. I see, yes, Kelly, gosh, yes, let me know. Put your favorite emoji in the chat, in the comments, if you're watching on the replay and you're taking away something very important from the reading so far, put an emoji in the comment and let me know. You were already born with everything you could ever need to have the life of your dreams and create the business and lifestyle you dream of. You already have it within you and don't need to keep looking for your self-worth outside of you or approval from other people. You are born with unlimited potential for growth in your business, income, freedom, and lifestyle that you desire. Now let's find the perfect place where life has positioned you to create that first ripple so that you can move the entire pool, the world, and create your unique impact for millennia to come. Every human is a unique expression of the divine, and you are meant to create ripples in unique ways in the pool of the world. Let's find your unique expression by connecting with your market in a way that only you could. Then we have a quote, "When you love yourself without conditions, the world finally gets a chance to shower love over you." Yes, a letter to your younger self. A couple of years ago, I created my autobiography book with pictures of my younger self. Each page depicted 1 year of my life so far, and I wrote letters to my younger self for each year as a way to give myself a birthday present for each year of my life so far. In writing this series of letters to self, I realized that there is much newfound wisdom I have now, which I could share with my younger self. I also realized that my dream clients would be people who are in a similar place right now to where I was a few years ago. Since I have been through the journey myself, I could totally understand where this person is coming from and help them see things differently now. I could share how I came through the challenges I faced at the time and got through where I am now. You can do the same. Your pain is your credential. Life puts you through the biggest challenges so you can be best prepared for providing enormous value to the world through your unique experiences. You can reflect on your life and then choose to write a letter to your younger self. You can also reflect further and connect with your dream clients through this introspection. Use the worksheet provided in the companion workbook. To access the companion workbook online with fillable worksheets, see the Gift for Readers page at the end of this book or the chat for this live event today for a link to the companion workbook. Connecting with your audience. Here is an insight. On the comments, put younger self if you resonate with this idea that was just shared, that you are probably best positioned to serve clients who are basically where you were in your past, which is your younger self. Put younger self in the comment and let me know. If you have any questions that are coming up too, feel free to put the questions in the comments as well. I'd love to answer any questions. And I'll keep reading. Connecting with your audience. Yes, Kelly, younger self. Connecting with your audience. Here is an insight about entrepreneurship in general. In very basic terms, entrepreneurship is all about creative problem solving. So put in simple words, entrepreneurs are problem solvers. In more mystical words, entrepreneurs are alchemists who can metaphorically turn copper into gold or lemons into lemonade. Once again, this is all about turning problems into solutions or something undesirable into something desirable. Therefore, it is important for you to understand that entrepreneurship is not a fancy concept that would be hard to understand. It is simply about finding actual problems in the world and connecting with people who are looking to have those problems be solved. Keep in mind, if you try to solve a problem that nobody wants solved, it may not work in your favor. If you don't solve any problems at all, your business is not likely to survive. If you do not have clarity about what problem you are solving and for whom, your communications are not going to land anywhere in a productive way. This is where a lot of struggles in business can come from. So always remember that entrepreneurship is about making a difference for people by solving problems that they are willing to have solved. That is entrepreneurship in a nutshell. And that is marketing in a nutshell as well. Next, pick one of these three areas: health, wealth, or happiness in a relationship. Test the market, do some research, and see what people are willing to pay for. Also, look at what you have paid for in your life as an example. If you haven't taken the quiz, which the quiz is no longer available, so I will skip that part. But here's the question for you to ask yourself. Who is your unique audience? It could be based on a younger version of yourself. It could be someone you have already helped but had never thought of it as a business idea at the time. Connect with this one person as a character in a play or a movie and think the thoughts they are thinking. Feel the feelings they are feeling when they are struggling with the problem that you will help them solve. Use the worksheet provided in the companion workbook for this exercise. To access the companion workbook online with fillable worksheets, see the Gift for Readers page at the end of this book or the chat for the live event here. Stay connected to this person, your dream client, and in the next chapter, you will discover how you can help this person by making the best quality of the first ripple of your impact in the pool of the world. In this chapter, well, before we wrap up, let me know in the comments what is the biggest takeaway or insight that you've had from today. I'll give it a few seconds. Think about what's been your biggest takeaway, or what is the insight that you're taking away from today? And let me know in the comments. And if you're watching on the replay, put your takeaway in the comments and let me know what is the insight that you're gaining from this chapter today. it's very important to recognize your insights. So let me know. I'll give it a few more seconds. I don't need to overthink creating well, Hugo says big fish in a small pond. Yes, very big. That's very important. Kelly says, I don't need to overthink creating content. I can create space for it to come to me and connect to my younger self and the problems they had. Yes, yes, the problems that your younger self had that you have solved and now you're on the other side. What those are, you can connect with those. And Krista says, a small ripple can make a big impact. Yes, absolutely. We all are like that. One drop of water that is totally capable of creating a small ripple. And there's a big impact from that in the world. And we get to choose what kind of impact we want to create through our ripple effect, our individual, unique ripple effect. Great takeaways, and if you're watching on the replay, I'd love to hear your takeaway as well, so put it in the comments. And any questions, put any question that's coming up for you, put that in the comment as well. It's important to take away insights, and it's important to also have questions just like Rose had, so that you can have further insights from the answers to those questions. In this chapter, you have learned to create original content, understood the importance of being a big fish in a small pond, learned to reflect on your younger self and connect with your dream client. Overall, you now know how to reach your desired audience. Awesome. Kelly says, thank you. Avdi, wonderful talk as always. You're so welcome. Very, very welcome. Thank you for your participation today in the comments. And with that, we conclude the reading of Chapter 7 from the book Inner Genius, Outer Guru. Feel free to leave me any questions you have in the comments, even if they come up later. And with that, thank you, Krista, for your participation and the takeaways as well. And with that, we are good to wrap up today. Have a great rest of your day and a happy weekend ahead, everyone. Yes, you're welcome. Very welcome. We will continue with the reading of Chapter 8 next Friday, same time. And I will see you all then. Bye-bye.